Okay. Yeah. You know I love you, buddy.
Alright. We should be live right now on YouTube. Alright, let's go.
Cool.
What were we talking about before you went off for like a minute? Wasn't humidity. I was gonna say something about something, but I don't remember what it was.
Shit, yeah, I can't remember. And that's when I left?
Yeah, you left for a moment.
I know we were talking about like socials and liquidity pools for a bit, but I don't think that was it either.
Yeah, that was after we talked about that. I wonder though, I thought about something like, what if the Outcast point system as it is, we built a market on that? Like, it can't work. No, nothing. Fuck, I don't know.
Wait, why can't it work?
Well, it could, but it would have to be like this slow type of market where the liquidity would sit in PayPal, and if somebody wanted to sell their points for real money, you know, then it would be transferred to them from like PayPal or something, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could do it possible, but you'd also have to, you know, buy at a reduced price, you know. And I don't know how PayPal would feel about it, because if somebody ratted you out to PayPal, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, they probably don't allow any type of exchange mechanics to be integrated because it's a payment processor, you know.
Yeah, and the thing I was actually worried about is, you know how we were gonna have people activate accounts through PayPal for, you know, like $1 or something.
Yeah, like for a wallet, that is.
Yeah. So, I mean, that even worried me, but I really can't see why they would go after, you know, it's not like we're giving people money in exchange for that. You know, we're just activating a wallet.
Yeah, the thing is, though, PayPal just enabled all cryptos, or they got a bunch. Did you hear about that? So it's not, they literally have cryptos integrated in their system.
But it's all, like, you can't transfer anything out of there.
Are you sure? Because I feel like I read that you can transfer, so it's not like this fake Bitcoin.
But last time I traded it on PayPal, you couldn't move it. You couldn't transfer anything into it. But that was just the last time I used it.
Right. Yeah, because I remember that's how it started, you know?
Yeah, this was like last year or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can move it now, that's great, but
I hope it's possible, because it's really, if you can't move it, what is that even? It's just a thing you call like Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, I guess it's for the safety of their users. So, because like, I guess the worry is a lot of PayPal accounts get hacked. So they had to work on, where did you guys even go? Down the trapdoor?
No, we're going to open another door and then come back there. Crafty, can you magic wall that so people can't accidentally, like, you know, do the whole thing? The El Phoenix thing. Hey, Argus, are you listening? I'm wondering, anybody who's got a crazy set, like, do you have full mana, all the time. Because I don't... Dude, I got Pulsating Set. I got Skyrider level 4. I got Cyclic Ball Slicer level 2. So I don't have, like... I can't, like... I keep... It's not fast enough, the regeneration still, it feels like. It's only fast enough with Goldilocks. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know, but I'll reveal it now. Because I'm releasing, you know, enchantments, and it'll be happening multiple days in a row. The wand enchantments are going to be released, the bow enchantments, the Skyrider Shield level 2, 3, 4, Hoodoo, and Neptune as well. So, Hoodoo level 1 and Hoodoo level 2, along with Neptune level 1 and level 2, will also increase the player's attack speed. So, you know, you're going to get like 17%, 20% faster weapon attack, which is going to, be useful nice. As well. It complements the weapon enchantments nicely, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be beast on. Shit.
Yeah. And Pulsating Set by default will be hiring, you know, attack speed, even without enchantments.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make new monsters pretty soon, shit.
We do. I've actually been working on... It's not, yeah. It's just a little bit faster attack. Yeah. It's a nice, stable, balanced way to add some extra. What else? Shit, what was I talking about?
The weapon enchantments.
Yeah.
And the update coming out soon.
Yeah. Yeah, so monsters. Yeah, you said I'm gonna have to make I've created, with the help of somebody. There's plenty of monsters. There's even at Abyss, even Crafty doesn't know this. There's in Abyss 3 and the Spacewalk that nobody knows where it is. There's monsters that people have never seen, but I've never talked about them. I'm not going to show them until people get there. Once somebody's seen them in the quest, then I can summon them in the city and we'll fuck around with them. But yeah, so I'm, holding a couple of monsters off until people complete the quest. And they are kinda a little bit, but stronger than X-Bosses, some of them. But there's also normal species, like monsters you can hunt in a team, monsters you can grind for money or for loot. That, there's over 10 monsters now that have been designed, not fully ready, but 5 of them are 100% ready, nice hunting monsters. And then, 5 others are also huntable monsters that, are almost ready. So there's a lot of areas, new monsters, new things. Also, the whole thing that I'll tell about Abyss 3, the area, is people don't understand, but when I created it, I also created this raid mechanism, like a dungeon system, like an intelligence system that can detect how many people enter an area, how many monsters should there be. The monsters are never at the same spot. They change continuously. There's like a lot of new stuff at Abyss, and some of it isn't even at Abyss, but it was created for Abyss, so that in future there's going to be some pretty cool new stuff that's never ever been seen before.
So I'm guessing these monsters are stronger than what you currently have?
Not all of them, but some of them are. Yeah. Kind of up there. They're up there with, something that the highest levels or people with them can hunt.
Nice. Did you put is the werewolf in the game yet?
What kind of werewolf are we talking about?
You sent me a screenshot a long time ago.
It might be the new monsters. So it's yeah, maybe it's not. It might not be.
Okay.
So is nobody gonna open up the lever? I mean the stone. Yeah, lifesteal, aka leech, so where you can get health. But it would have to be from, maybe if you got a certain enchantment, you can do it. Because you mentioned it too, right? Argus said you talked about it on stream sometime.
Yeah, I also talked about mana leech for the mages and stuff too.
Yeah, for sure, it could be done. So the more you hit is basically the more you leech, right?
Yeah, it's all based on a percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That for sure can be done. Although I'd have to think a lot about the mechanism of it and that it's balanced. Yeah, I took the cheaters route here.
Yeah, I think you'd have to keep it extremely low, just like probably start with like 1 or 2% and then maybe incrementally raise it up.
Oh yeah, and not even have it on every hit, right? Like maybe every 10th hit, or I don't know, like a critical lifesteal type of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in Tibia they have it do on every hit, but yeah, like, and I think the most you can do is 5%. But their hits are way lower. They don't have the bow that you have.
Yeah.
Because I think, with your new weapons, especially like the new enchantments that you're gonna be having, like in mobs you could be, it'd be dangerous how much you could actually get back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, plus your server is like full AoE spell based, so maybe you'd only want it on critical hits and stuff, otherwise it'd be too powerful.
Yeah,
I think you might be right.
And also I think one mistake I did is when creating all these monsters, they do a lot of spells. They have like 10, some of them can do 20 different spells. Think about that. It doesn't have to be. Why does it need 20 fucking spells? Because at that point, it's not bringing any variety or any special stuff to the monster. It just does each spell kind of in random order sometimes. And like I think it's better if like future monsters maybe got even up to 3 spells, so that they don't have 20 fucking spells that they rotate randomly, and some of them rarely get done, and they don't even play any significant part. Like just maybe 3 spells, 2 spells, even some healing, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea, because some monsters just have too many spells, and then fucking spams out your screen too.
Oh yeah. Even though I did all these optimizations where unnecessary animations are not visible, so people's FPS are higher,
Oh no shit. What would be considered an unnecessary animation though?
An animation that, let's say a monster does a spell that hits your whole screen, right?
Yeah.
And if 90% of those square meters don't actually have a player on them, and they don't make damage, and if that spells happens a lot, and if the monster is also one that appears multiple times on the screen, so there's like 10 of the same monsters, then there's a lot of unnecessary spam. If 10 monsters are spamming a spell that doesn't hit 90% of the square meters, it's unnecessary, and it should only show the square meters where there's either a monster or a player that either does damage or doesn't inflict damage, but there has to be somebody on the square meter, right?
Okay, so because I did notice that with like the Procyons and shit like that.
Yeah, like you can't like tell anymore where they're gonna hit, right? Like before, if you saw all the square meters where they do their AoE spells, right? Like you could move to a spot where it doesn't ever do a spell, right? But now, because it doesn't show you, it doesn't show the animation.
It doesn't show you the full effect unless
you're on the square meter.
Okay.
Like, fuck, man. It's so like, imagine if a spell takes 10 square meters, right? And only on
Yeah.
one of them there's a player. So the
It's
animation
only going to show it for there.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that's not for all spells, but it's for the most spammiest, annoying from monsters that are a lot at the same time. So, that helped a lot in terms of FPS and lags.
Yeah, because even some of the harder monsters, they have that giant like wolf head animation when they hit people, and that I'm sure takes up a lot.
It does. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I do love the look of it, but yeah, if that thing was like on fucking 70 square meters of the screen, that would fucking suck.
Yeah, man. So I think we need more clarity in terms of animations in future, stuff like that. Not as spammy stuff. It's not needed. As long as the monster makes damage and, it's got different attributes, maybe, does weird shit, like if you run away from it, it hits hard, and if you stay close to it, it doesn't hit as hard. Stuff like that.
Yeah, like your nobles. I really like that as a mechanic, because it's like, how the fuck can anybody hunt these? And then it's like, oh, you gotta let them get close to you.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
it's more tolerable.
Exactly. And it brings like this different challenge into everything, It's time. Like, I've talked about this a couple of times, but now that I've done all the enchantments, level 2 for Hoodoo, Neptune, all the stuff. I'm glad to continue with like content, new monsters, bosses, quests, mechanic, crazy shit that's out there. It's the most fun because imagine what it is. Yeah, pulsating too. I'll drop an enchantment kind of soon for pulsating, but there's changes coming to pulsating. By default, it's gonna have higher attack speed, so you don't even need enchantment. You just need the set. But yeah, so imagine from like my perspective, like what it is, if I have to create enchantment, there's nothing visual, it's all just code and numbers, and it's like, it's not as fun and you can't like be as have, you can't let your imagination run as much as you could if you got a map in front of you. You got like monsters and maps and paths and mazes and that you can combine with the code and script. So it's more fun to develop areas and quests. And I haven't focused on that as much lately, but now I get to focus on it again.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I still need to see the rest of that desert area that you put in. Does anybody fucking hunt there? Have you noticed?
They do. So after I redid it, redesigned it, re-put the monsters in, people started hunting there, and they're like actively hunting at the Dunes of Darkness. Remember, I named it something retarded, like the Hazardous Hazy Desert. Zulu was like, dude, what the fuck is his name, man? Dunes of Darkness, and then I changed it to Dunes of Darkness.
Yeah, I actually remember that. That was on a live stream. I think you even named the video Dunes of Darkness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, did you drink Monster?
No, just some Mountain Dew.
Nice.
I'm trying to stop Monster.
Yeah.
Stuff's really just like garbage for you. Like, it feels great at first, but I feel like I even get less done than when I just drink like water. You know? So I'm gonna wean myself off of energy drinks and caffeine.
Yeah, man, it's a good idea. Maybe I'll try to throw my coffee maker into the trash finally.
Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Maybe if I got guests over or something. It's I'd do it if I knew nobody's ever visiting the place and I'll live alone. I'd throw it in the trash, but
Yeah. So are we going back now? I'm confused.
No, if you're going back here, way
God
out
damn
there,
it,
man.
Anatsuki.
Getsuki
Let's
led
go
you to
back.
the wrong. What the fuck, man? I thought he was a professional, but clearly I
I
gotta
know.
take his badge off his chest. Have you, like, is there any good movie that's been released lately? I seen, like, on the
No.
torrent side something called Prey, which is like like a Predator movie. I used to like those, you know, Predator with Arnold in the
yeah.
jungle. I like those jungle things. Plus, you know, a lot of crazy shit happened one time I went out and watched the Predator, but yeah,
It seems like this is like the worst time of year for anything to come out because me and my girl have been like watching, like trying to find anything, you know, especially movies. Like I can find shows all day, but like, you know, finding the time for a show kind of sucks.
yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I remember one movie. So you know Louis C.K. I love him. I love his comedy. He's the shit.
Oh, that's
So-
not cool to say. That's not cool to say. He got canceled, bro. You can't say that.
Yeah. So
He's a rapist.
Dude, Louis just directed a movie and it's on his website for $15. I almost thought like, dude, I don't know, Cocaine is Strong said the new Top Gun is out. It's probably the highest grossing movie ever. Apparently it's good. But it's out in HD if you got torrents or fucking Kazaa or LimeWire. But the thing is, I actually thought like maybe I'll buy this movie from Louis because it's been 20 years since I've paid for a movie. The last time I did it, I was like, whatever, a little kid, and I went and rent a movie from one of them VHS tape movie stores, you know? So
Yeah.
I thought like maybe I'll just fucking get Louis whatever movie it is because apparently it's good. It's a comedy, you know, just to support him.
What was it about him? You know, like forcing himself on women.
Yeah, didn't Louis like ask women if he can pull his pants down and jerk off in front of them?
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know. I know it was weird, and then also like, fuck, I forget the kid's name. He's really famous right now. He was dating Kardashian, Kim Kardashian, actually. But
Is it a rapper?
No, he was literally just like a comedian. He was in like the new Suicide Squad in the beginning. He's like a skinny guy.
Yeah, Hellwow knows it as well. Pete, no, Cocaine is Strong said it's Pete.
Yeah, Pete. That guy's funny as fuck. But so Louis C.K. was at SNL where Pete worked at the time, and like Pete just smelled like weed. You know, he smokes tons of fucking weed, so he smells like weed all day.
Right.
And then you know, Louis C.K. went up to his boss. I forget the head guy at SNL's name. You know, and he was like, "Look, man, I don't want to be that guy, but Pete really smells like weed." And you know, he just sort of looked at Louis C.K. He was like, "Do you know where the fuck you are right now?" He was like, "If somebody is just smoking weed in here, I'm perfectly okay with that. Do you know
Right.
like what happened here in the 80s?" You know, just I
Wow.
don't know. Like he tried to fucking get him in trouble for smoking weed, you know, like just went and fucking snitched on him though. You know, like a little bitch.
Yeah, that does not sound like like something that you'd imagine Louis would do, right?
Right. Yeah, you know. But
Wow.
yeah, Pete, he had a comedy special and he explains it. That kid's funny as fuck though.
Yeah, maybe I gotta see that. I have not seen it.
Oh yeah, you should, because he has like borderline personality disorder, and I don't know. His dad actually was a fireman and died in the World Trade Centers, like, you know, trying to save the World Trade Centers.
No shit. Who is that guy? What? Pete Gomez?
Pete Davidson, I think.
Pete Davidson. I've never seen this guy. I have. I feel like the fuck. He looks like the dude from the Hacker series.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a very cool looking guy, even though he tries to be.
Yeah. Did you guys find the great? Oh yeah, you're there. All right, I'm gonna get some water real quick. All right. So what then? What then?
I don't know. You down to do more?
Yeah, let's do one more. At least one more. I gotta get us to the starting. Let's go. Yo, Crafty, make a teleport to Temple, and we'd start from there.
I swear to God, if they make another Halloween movie this year, I'm gonna be pissed.
Dude. The last Halloween movie was a disgrace to the franchise. That's how I
didn't
feel.
even watch it because I was so pissed. I thought they finally ended it. The one before that,
dude. Yeah, the motherfucker was locked behind iron bars in the basement in a foolproof like a literal bunker that was set on fire, and he got out, man. Like,
yep,
fuck
Michael
that.
Houdini Myers.
Yeah, dude, this dude, like, oh man, I fucking hate it. Like, it would have been a nice ending, right? Like that was it. That was the franchise, right? Like, I would have been. That was a good movie.
Logical end for it, you know. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, you know, they brought everybody here, you know, got them all in one place, and then it ended. Cool.
Yeah.
And then like the year after, like last year, they were like Halloween, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. But that's one thing I like, even sometimes rather than watching a new movie, right? I want to watch something that I've seen before because I know it's going to be good. Like, when you start a movie, I feel like it's always promised to engage on the movie for the next hour and a half, right? And I'm afraid of being like, that I gotta watch something that I don't like, that maybe my girl likes, and I'm like, you know, then I want to watch it, but I don't want to watch it, and it's like, I'll just fucking watch something I already watched like fucking 20 years ago, you know? Like, it's sometimes an easy pick. I'd still do that. Plus, it's like a nostalgia blast, right? Like, you remember whatever happened back when you watched it, and it's a fun trip down the memory lane. I don't do that often, but sometimes I do.
Yeah, it is nice to do, you know, especially if it's something that my girl hasn't seen or something like that, you know, and then she likes to shit on my childhood because I'm like, oh, this is a movie from my childhood. She's like, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, man.
Whole childhood.
Yeah, you probably didn't remember the movie correctly because you were 6 and you smoked weed.
Yeah, exactly. You know, your brain wasn't fully developed. You thought it was amazing, and then you watch it.
Yeah.
And then she just confirms what you just found out.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I used to love Gremlins, but I don't fucking know if it was really that good.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as everybody makes it out to be. It wasn't bad, though, you know, for the time, I guess. And I guess that's how you have to look at it, you know, like, how was this in the time that it was, you know? Because, fuck, dude. I know I was a hell of a lot dumber 20 years ago.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I still like. I've talked about this 100 times, but there's a few movies that are really are really special. One of them is Commando. I don't know why, but Commando with Arnold is just epic. And then there's the first Jurassic Park. I think like Jurassic Park still, the first one, stands against like the ones nowadays in terms of everything. Like it's crazy.
It's really surprising because their CGI job in that movie was better than some of the CGI I see today.
Exactly. It's so fucking...
And it's like, how does it hold up that well? You know, and they fucking come out with shit now when they were operating on a fucking calculator back then.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, exactly. It is unbelievable.
Yeah. Wait, are we leaving that? Where are we going?
Yeah, go to Edron boat. Edron boat.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, I totally get what you mean about, like, Commando and, like, you know, all those films, the Jurassic Park and shit like that. But it's like, I don't know if classics are being made anymore. You know, in the last 10, 12 years, I can't remember anything that I've actually wanted to see again.
Yeah, I agree. There's a few things. Like, I've watched like Inception multiple times just because I didn't understand the first time, but very rarely, do you feel like it's classic, like this, you know, it's some high level shit that you want to maybe see another time, or you even feel like I agree, like it's just, there's nothing. I don't know why it is. Maybe they recycle old content, or they ran out of creativity. Like, there's good series, but like, movies are just not the thing anymore.
Yeah. No, and they're not. You know, like, fuck, dude. I love old horror, you know, because, like, I don't know. I feel like they knew how to tell a story. They knew how to creep you out better with the story than even, like, going into special effects. But even then, like, the special effects were usually practically done, you know?
Yeah. Do you mean by old horror? Do you mean like how old? Like, we talking like
I mean, even the 80s, you know, 70s, shit like that.
Like, have you ever seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh yeah.
It's a
good case in point.
Yeah. I couldn't like finish it. I remember the last time I started watching it, I couldn't finish it. But then I ended up like scrolling through, and it had some pretty fucking nasty stuff. Like, it was like pretty violent and crazy, you know? But at the same time, it was like weird and like, oh man, like I can't watch this, you know? I don't know. Hard.
Like Cannibal Holocaust, like it was so real that the director actually ended up getting like, so are we going to the boss run area?
Yeah, we're going to the boss run area. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, like the movie Cannibal Holocaust, you know, the director got arrested until he could show, prove that the people weren't killed, because it was so realistic, you know, for the time.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, continue. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, and he made the actors go like underground, and so like they weren't allowed to talk to anybody for months, you know, just to keep the illusion going that they actually died.
Yeah, yeah. So that's crazy you mentioned. I remember it being a summer, right? Like a fucking hot summer. One of them, like, I'm still in school, and then it's a summer break, and I'm hanging out with one of my boys who used to play Outcast, and he used to be very active here too. He's called his character name was Megalocean, right? And
Yeah.
we watched. I think he told me about Cannibal Holocaust, and we started searching for it. We searched for it, we looked for it, and I finally found it on DC++, right? So then we downloaded overnight and watched it the next day. That was the thing, man. I used to love like having to search for a movie, and then when you find it, the download takes like a day. So there's an actual effort into, you know, before you get the joy. So it makes it more worth it. It makes it more rewarding to actually watch the movie, even if it's not the best movie, right? But we watched it and it was creepy, dude. And he told me that story that it was real, and I was like, "Fuck, man, this shit is real." And it was like we thought about that shit for weeks, and you know, it was just a fucking. I don't remember anything that happened in it, but they were in jungle and there was like blood and flesh and fucking, you know, that's it.
Yeah. No, it was. I can't give you the like details about it either. You know, I mostly remember the gore more than anything. But fuck, what the only thing that was real in that scene was or in that movie was them killing the turtle.
Right. Oh yeah, the turtle. Yeah. Oh, and it added to the movie. Like it made it
For
fucking
sure
crazy, right? Like what the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah, no, because it opened. I think it was within the first like 13 minutes. You know, it opened up with, you know, basically that. You know, they got there and then, yeah. I think I went the wrong way. I have no idea.
Yeah. So what about the Blair Witch Project? Do you remember it had the same vibes? Like it's a movie, but it's this fucking like. In here, at least, it wasn't clear that it's 100% a movie. You know, it was like people kind of putting out some sort of stories. Like maybe it's somebody went to film some crazy shit and things went down and they made a movie about it, and you know, just added to the whole experience. Was that a thing there? I remember it being a shitty movie though.
Yeah, it was a shitty movie, but yeah, no, same thing. You know, they treated it like it was found footage, you know. But yeah, fucking, I don't know, man. What else was like that? There's quite a few. Oh shit.
Well, the thing about Hannibal Lecter movies was that. Fuck, what was it though? Something about the real Hannibal Lecter. You know, like I don't remember what.
Oh yeah. Was there even a real Hannibal Lecter?
I don't know. I think there was. Maybe. See, the legend lives on.
Yeah, that shit.
But have you like? That's one of my all-time favorite horror, like slash like thriller like whatever. Is the Silence of the Lambs. I honestly almost feel like watching it tonight. Just you know, it's a creepy fucking movie.
Yeah, and it's a premise that's not really like done enough, right? You know, like a serial killer helping find a serial killer.
Yeah, exactly. And in this, I don't know, I don't understand how they don't make shit like that well anymore, right? There's nothing like that. It's got even in old movies, I feel like the exciting music was more exciting than it is in movies today.
Yeah, it was a lot more suspenseful, you know, than it is now. You know, they really knew how to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier, you know, when you're talking about like the 80s and stuff. Like they just knew how to tell a better story. Now I feel like we rely so much on like special effects, you know, like, and it's not good, you know. We're like, fuck the story, you know, we don't have to build up any ambience, just get in and fucking, you know.
Yeah, and it is, and now the norm is for probably most of the audience, they're into like social media, so you gotta integrate the phones and the fucking social media into the movies, and for me, it's a problem. I find it takes something away. Like in those movies, they only had like some shitty cell phones or like a landline, and there wasn't like, it made sense that sometimes they can't get the information as fast and they can't make sense of things as easily. So it was...
Yeah, no, that was much scarier. That's actually an excellent point. You know, the landline always was like much scarier than what you can get today, you know, because they had to get to the phone. It wasn't at the hip, you know, it was attached to a cord that would probably break.
Yeah, it would break, or it would just fucking beep fast because somebody cut the line off, you know, some shit like that. You know, like it's, I don't know. Yeah, Crafty, you can make a statue once we get, here, make a statue here.
There's a lot of us just lost. We don't know where to go.
Yeah, make a magic wall there, then make a statue here, and then get the people, everybody who wants, out of all the server, you can announce and get everybody here. So magic wall there, statue here, then announce and get anyone who wants here. And Scream, yep. Hellwell said Rambo First Blood. That's a fucking crazy movie for sure.
Yeah, Last Blood fucking sucked.
Yeah, and we can talk about, dude, Cocaine is Strong wants to... Yeah, Gatsuki's like, how do they get lost in those square rooms? Like, you tell me, man. Actually, you tell me is the right question. You tell me, man. How?
It was the moss that covered up the room. I literally could have clicked, but I'm not touching my mouse right now, so.
Right. But yeah.
No, not lost.
So, okay, one other cult classic for me that nothing about the movies ever bothered me is Scream movies. The 1, the 2, the 3. They do have this cool vibe to them. This feeling of suspense and an excitement. Like I don't know why. It's not scary even. It's just interesting, right?
Yeah,
like,
no, because they also like you know, they were the first one to be like, oh, here's all the horror movie tropes, you know, like they had a horror movie geek in there who was like, oh, don't ever say I'll be right back because you're gonna die, you know, don't have sex. And you know, they were the ones who were like, you know, they were like the first ones to be like, here are all the horror movie tropes, and you know, don't do any of these and you'll survive. Yeah,
like what a fucking great concept it is. Like, you know, until you overuse it like 10 times, you know. But
you know, exactly. But yeah, what else is there? I don't know. I just love like 80s horror, like fucking, you know, Basket Case, or fuck, dude. There's so many.
What else is there? Because I'm actually more familiar with 90s onwards. Like 80s is kind of a gray area that I don't know if the movies from the 80s.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know, like
original Halloween
shit. Have you ever seen like the Puppet Masters and stuff?
No. Is that like the Hellraiser?
No. I think it's sometimes it's in the same universe, but
right.
Basically they're just these puppets that were sometimes created by Nazis, and they fucking like they have life and they'll like just do whatever the puppet master says. They'll go out, kill people, you know, do whatever.
Okay.
But it's actually a pretty cool premise, you know, it's unique, I guess.
Yeah. What else? Wasn't Hellraiser the dude who just used the nail gun too many times?
Yeah. No, man, he's fuck, what do they call themselves? It's something lights. Fuck, man, I know this. But basically, they come from like the hell dimension, and they love to torture. Like they just get off on torturing people.
Right.
Like actually, the guy who made it, I forget his name. He got off on BDSM shit. And that's basically what he made the movie.
Right. I'm just following people, but nobody's going kind of into any sensible place right now. But yeah, Hellraiser, Scream. I've rewatched Screams, yeah. Talk about things you can watch again. For me, Screams are those. Like, they bring something, like some sort of nostalgia blast that I just, gotta get a glimpse of every 2 years or something. Do you ever rewatch them?
I rewatch almost nothing. Like, if I rewatch anything, it's like Ernest Scared Stupid.
Right. Or porn.
Yeah, porn. Yeah. That's what I rewatch the most of. That has the most rewatchability to a certain point, and then you can never watch it again.
Right. What's FF movie? Cocaine is Strong said he rewatches FF movie.
I have no idea. Oh, movie, I think it's called Movie 42. That has a lot of rewatchability for me. And that's one of the few. But yeah, fuck. Have you ever seen Movie 42?
Is that a newer one in the 2000s?
It's in the 2000s. Yeah, I think it was like 2010, 2012 in there.
Well, let me see that. Movie 42. Baseball movie?
No shit. Hold on. I think they have baseball skits. It's like a skit movie. Hold on. Maybe it's like 47 or something.
Like Scary Movie type of thing. But the Cocaine is Strong meant by the
Movie
FF.
43. That's what it was.
Okay. Cocaine is Strong meant Fast and Furious.
Oh, gee.
Yeah,
the first
no,
one,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
Not really, but
yeah.
Definitely not any of the fucking 1,000 sequels.
Yeah, with the Rock and shit. Yeah.
My friend, an old friend of mine is like, man, those movies are so realistic. Like, dude, I can't watch them because they're not. Cars don't fucking explode like that. Don't tell me that's realistic. It's not.
Yeah.
If cars exploded like that, it would be dangerous as fuck to get into an accident.
Yeah. Oh, man. Exactly. Like, what kind of fucking safety tests have you guys been running given to the A+ rating, man? This shit exploded when I hit the light bulb.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, man. Hellwolf said the gearbox is too holy shit.
Right. I mean, it's for people who like cars. It's not that I don't like cars, but I don't... I'll tell you what I think about cars. The car companies create this image. It's a well-crafted image of like luxury and like status. It's a status symbol. When somebody's got a nice car, the person usually feels like it makes them look more accepted. It like people, it signals a certain thing if you got a nice car, right? But when you think about it, it's really it's an image created on purpose by the car companies. They understand how to market things, how to make things look valuable, how to make people feel more worth. I get it, dude. If I had the world's nicest car, I'm sure I'd feel better, but at the same time, when I would feel and drive it around, I would also think about this. Like, why am I feeling like this? And why is it that even if I know all this, I still feel like this, and at the end of the day, what is a car? It's this mechanical thing that has a motor that transfers energy into the wheels, and then it moves forward. And if you take
LSD,
no. So I wish, dude, if I had any fucking acid, I'd drop it right now. But so it's the car is really like, if strip away the metal on top of it, the shape of it, right? And all you have is this weird mechanical structure, right? that has a motor, electronics, it's got a radio, it's got a gearbox, it's got, you know, all these things, and that's all it is. But for some reason, the way that they look and the brand that it has on it has this weird impact on people, almost inescapable, right? That even if you know all that, you still almost get caught up in the...
Yeah, you still fall for, you know, like, oh, I need the best, you know, I need, like, the newest...
Mercedes.
If I hit the crypto millionaire fucking, you know, like, lottery, become a millionaire, I'm going to get a fucking Lambo.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you thought about what would you do? Even if you know all this and you're, you know...
I've already decided. So I've already decided, and I'm getting a Volvo.
Okay, but not a Volvo, man. It's old people drive Volvos, or do they? I don't know.
But they're reliable, and
are they
also the safest thing on the road? Yeah,
really.
They're super fucking reliable, and you know they're just like they have like the best crash test rating you can get, and they've had that for like 20 years running.
No shit, I did not know that. Interesting. Yeah, but maybe Volvo then. It's like a mid-grade car, you know, it's not flashy.
Yeah. You know, and nobody's gonna be like, you know, like the last thing I would actually want to do is signal to anybody that I'm a millionaire, or that, you know, I'm anything, you know, if I became one. Yeah. You know, and like the last thing I want to do is like let people know how much money I have. So I would just get a Volvo. I would continue living in the same house. You know, I'd do what Warren Buffett does and just live like a simple, humble life and just keep investing. Yeah,
exactly. And so here's the thing. Hellwell said, he said, you know, the servers, when people talk about reliable cars, that just sounds like old people, dude, like two dudes and they're rocking, the car is reliable, you know?
Yeah.
Just fucking, them youngins are all about fucking, how fast does it go from 0 to 100?
And we're like, that's too fast. I do the speed limit.
Yeah, dude, like slow down, man. There's a stop sign.
I think there's a rabbit in the road. We better stop and investigate.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, here's the difference. There's being rich, and then there's being wealthy, right? Being rich is like, imagine there's water, right? And you know how Titanic hit an iceberg that you couldn't see. So the being rich is the iceberg on top of water. It's the things you have. You have a Lambo. You got a big mansion you live in. You got...
It's actually a really excellent analogy. I'm loving where this is going.
Yeah, so the thing you see is being rich. You got the Lambo, you got the house, and you got the mansion. But wealth is beneath the surface. It's the iceberg, the actual big thing under the sea that nobody can see. You do not see if somebody's wealthy. They could live in a small house, drive an old car, but they could, in terms of the assets that they own, the investments that they have, you don't know it. Wealth is oftentimes invisible. Being rich is just, many people who are rich, they have like, you got nice cars and nice houses and everything is nice. But what you're really doing is you have to go to work and to be able to maintain that lifestyle. And you maybe don't have any savings, you maybe don't have any investments, any property, any stock, any crypto. And all you're really doing is you have these flashy things, these cars and houses that, you know, make you look rich. But really, if you stopped going to work, if you stopped doing whatever's making you money, you'd lose all of that. And that's the difference between wealth. Wealth being the thing that you can't see, right? Wealth being the thing that lets you choose every hour of the day what you do. What do you do today? What do you do tomorrow? And you can have it. When you have wealth, you could have a nice car, but most people who are actually wealthy don't have it. You know, they're pretty invisible because you got to think, man, there's people that, you know, we're kind of normal people. So when we see a nice car, maybe, you know, on somebody's driveway, you don't think much. You're like, okay, this guy got a nice car. But there's a lot of people on this planet that when they see you got a nice car, the thought that comes to their mind is, how can I take this away from this person, right?
Right.
And the more flashy you get, the more in danger you put yourself, and that's all it is, you know.
Yeah, no, and then you also have to think, like, the more shit that you buy like that, you know, the more money you're losing, essentially, because how much does it cost to insure a Lambo versus insuring, you know, a fucking Volvo?
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, it's like, imagine fucking, like, your income is water in a cup, and you stab a hole in the bottom, and then, like, it's trickling out. But if you have money coming in, you can still fill that up, you know, like, and get a drink of fucking water. But, like, every time you buy a Lambo or something like that, just start poking more holes in that fucking cup, you know, and then eventually it's going to drain out faster than it's coming in.
Yeah. And it's easy to think, like, you want all that, right? Like, you want the Lambo and the big house and cup that keeps draining out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cocaina says the safest car on the road is a Bugatti. And the faster you go, the safer it gets.
Right,
I trust that. That sounds sound, you know.
Oh shit, Crafty put a little surprise in here, man. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, Crafty? Holy shit.
That was great.
Yeah, so oftentimes, you know, when you don't have something, it's easy to think like it'll change something. Like, it's, you know, I fall into all, I've thought of it all, I still fall into it. It's easy to think, like, if I had this thing or this amount of money, I'd feel different, right? But really, like, you just always feel the same. Like, every time I romanticize the summer, right? Like, we get the longest winter, and I think, like, man, the summer, and I'm gonna feel so good when it's so green in the summer and the heat, but really, I just feel the fucking same, right? I get a little burst of, like, yeah, we're here, but, you know, and it's the same with anything that's, like, think about it. So, if you feel a certain way, like, you get a dopamine, serotonin rush, whatever, and you feel great, right? If there's a thing outside of your body causing that feeling, like, it's not gonna remain, right? Like, eventually it's just veins, and then you're seeking for it again, you know? And you can't, like, eventually you realize, like, nothing outside of your body can really give you those constant good feelings, right? Like, it has to be, like, unrelated to any object outside of your fucking body, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, you also have to look at, like, why, you know, you think that something like that's going to improve your life, and, like, how long that dopamine rush is going to last, because that's all it is, right? You know, like, you just want a dopamine rush of having, like, a great fucking car, but, you know, how long is that feeling going to last before you're like, but it's not a McLaren F1?
Yeah.
Or, you know,
like, all of that stuff will end up feeling normal. Like, sure, like, you could experience it. Maybe just do it for the experience, right? Like, buy a Lambo and see how it feels. But just know...
Yeah, maybe just rent a Lambo.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe less until you crash, if you crash on the first day. So you can die happy, right? But... right.
Yeah, no shit.
But, fuck, man. It's, you know, like, maybe... get it for the experience, enjoy it, but then realize, like, this ain't it, man. This is not, you know, what's gonna bring it. So, you know, if I had to choose between being rich or wealthy, I would always pick being wealthy, you know. That is, being able to pick the hours that I spend things on every day, you know.
Yeah, no, and, like, if I did get that much money, I would really, like, I'd be so much more conservative than I was, you know, 10 years ago, you know, because when I was a kid, you know, I already had all the money spent that I thought I was going to get, you know.
Right, right. Did you spend hard?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, everything I ever got, I spent, you know, in my 20s.
Right.
And, yeah, you know, and looking back, like, because I don't know. I grew up poor as fuck, and then I went through. Yeah, I was definitely on drugs, cocaine, tons of Vicodin, and other shit. But yeah. No, I quit all the drugs, and then but I grew up poor as shit. So you see stuff and you want it, and you think it's just as easy as buying it, and then you fucking lose it all.
Yeah. So what did it do your spending habits growing poor? Did it make you actually like spend more?
Yeah,
like thinking like it can change and make you feel better, and
Yeah, like it's like, oh man, I'm getting all the things I never was able to, and then sort of like, I'm glad I had the experience, because now I'm like, it took me back to a rational spot, like, because when I started getting money in crypto and shit, like, I didn't spend it. I saved that shit and I put it away, because I was like, no, I did this in my 20s. It was bad, like, because as soon as I'd get something, I'd fucking spend it. But now I just sock that shit away and try to make that money grow and work for me.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to do things. If you spend all that money, you might have to do some weird things to make more of it, and you don't really want that. You want to be able to work on things that interest you and make you even wealthier in future.
Yeah, and the way that I look at it, once you buy something and once you spend that money's gone and it can't do anything for you. So, like, my girl hates the way that I look at shit, because I'm like, if I fucking withdraw from crypto, to buy a vehicle, like, that money can't work for me anymore. But, if I keep it in there, that $5,000 vehicle could be $50,000,
Exactly. Yeah. And you gotta weigh that option every time. There could be something that's just that you need, 100% you need it, and you gotta get it, and there's nothing else you can do. But most things you don't have to get. When you really, that's what I've noticed. If I ever get an impulse to get something, like buy something, whatever it is, if I wait long enough, I realize I don't need it. I'll forget about it. I don't even give a fuck about it.
Yeah, like, give it, if you're still thinking about it in like a couple of months or even a year, then consider getting it. But yeah. So what would you do if you hit the crypto lottery and you had 10 million in your account? What's the first thing you would do with all that money?
Well, slowly I've stopped thinking of things in terms of dollars. Like, like, do I really want to own dollars?
That's probably good, because I mean, you live in Europe, so
yeah,
you should probably think of
okay.
things in terms of the euro.
Even the euros, man. I like, do I really even want to have euros? Like, why does everything have to be measured in euros? Because like we've talked, like, people usually, the worse the currency is, the thrashier it is. When it doesn't appreciate, people usually spend that currency, and it's the dollars and euros. Like, do I really want to exchange something that maybe appreciates in value constantly more than the euros and dollars will? Ever? Like, do I ever want to change it? What if I hold it until the rest of my life, and sometimes only switch a little bit of it into euros?
Just to live. That's an excellent point, because look at the dollar and euro, not even just against Bitcoin, but against themselves and what they're worth versus what they were worth. Why would you invest your money in dollars or euros when it's just going to inflate and become worth 1/10 what it was 10 years ago?
Yeah. exactly.
No, that's an excellent way to look at shit.
Yeah, I've noticed like also this thing, like when if you're trying to make money, if you're trying to like, if you're pushing it, you do have ideas of what you'll do with it, right?
Yeah.
But I noticed like for me this changed. I don't know when it changed, but the one thing that never disappeared, everything else really disappeared. But the one thing that never did is taking care of my family. My he's very old, and my mom's now retiring. It was the last year at work, and there's a lot of stuff I know I could even do more so than I can now. In future, I will be able to do, and it's the one thing that doesn't seem to disappear over time.
Right.
Is somehow like, which is even partly unclear, but the taking care of the people, family, friends, all that shit. And, but in terms of like, did you mean like more in material terms? Because the one thing I've always had, and I guess most people didn't, is freedom. I've never had a job. So I've already obtained it for myself. I feel like I obtained one of the things for myself that, people often work really hard to get. And I already got it, which is freedom. So I get to do whatever I want every day. And I most likely for the foreseeable future until I die, I'll continue to be able to do that, right? So, what else is there really? Maybe more ability to move in a frictionless way around the globe into different countries, different places, just have more variety than just sit here in Finland,
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like, just I would say like if I guess like just broaden my horizons, it would be one goal, explore more, explore the earth, explore the fucking planet. I'm sure more. Like I would get something unnecessary, like a fucking, like in terms of material, I'd maybe get something unnecessary. And there's, people that I know.
What do you mean by unnecessary? Like a dick tattoo, or
yeah, like a dick tattoo, a picture of dick tattooed on my dick. That's what I get.
That's big brained as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But like I'd probably get something that I don't really need, but because I can just spit money out, I would get it, So I really don't know. Fuck, man. I don't know, man. I got a weird view of all this. People got to remember, like, I never had a job. I've always done my own things. So whatever, these things that I'm fucking want in life probably sound, really odd and weird and unrelatable. But, that's just what the, working on things and doing these retarded things, led me to.
So you'd probably keep it simple and just make sure that your family's taken care of and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is already it in many ways. Like,
yeah,
it's already, I'm already
more.
There. Say what?
You just travel more. Probably get a yacht. Nah.
Yeah, in a fucking $500 million yacht.
Yeah, the Bugatti yacht.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I'd probably get something like some sort of ultra expensive research on my body and fucking get my health checked on 10 times more than some fucking have the craziest things injected in me. Fucking some sort of
all the experimental shit.
Yeah, all the experimental shit that make rats live to 1,000 years.
Actually, you know what I would do?
What would you do? So tell.
I would buy a chemist. I would just be like, look, man, I'll pay you a salary every year. You make me this much LSD.
Yeah. Dude, hell yeah. I forgot that one, but I would do that too, man.
Yeah.
Shit. So I gotta mention this before I forget it. I'm sorry to interrupt, but one thing I do want to get, there is something. You mentioned a chemist. I want to get a fucking cleaning lady and a chef. Like that's
Oh,
one thing
shit.
I think. Like I have a problem with cooking because I feel like there's always something more important to do than cooking, and it's a problem. It causes me not to cook. My girl's got to cook, but if none of us do it, and I really usually don't want to do it, end up eating some shit, you know. And it's like if I had it'd be fun, man. But that's surreal. Probably sounds really fucking snobbish and like this guy
so
wants a chef.
I need a chef. You know? I would love to continue to cook for myself. Now, I would agree with you that I would love a maid, but my girl would never allow it.
Maybe it's a dude maid, like some sort of fucking old ass butler.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want a dude hanging around my house, you know, because her whole thing is like people always cheat with maids.
Really? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, like here it is. You know, like fucking Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's maid was an Angelina Jolie lookalike, and Brad Pitt still slept with her.
Oh shit!
So, like, I think just by law you have to, and I wouldn't want it to be a dude because, you know, I'm not gay. You know, so I don't want to have to sleep with a dude.
So it's mandatory to sleep with the maid.
You know, and I'm not anti-gay or anything like that. I just personally don't want to.
Yeah. But like, if somebody, for example, think about this. If you count the hours you spend on cleaning, I'd rather have somebody else do it for me. I'd rather have somebody mow my lawn. There's some stuff that I really don't like doing that I think somebody else could do that would benefit me, and I could spend my time on doing things that I enjoy more, you know?
Yeah.
But like,
see, this is a slippery slope, you know. Before you know it, you're like, I really don't like lifting the fork from my plate to my mouth.
Yeah,
that's a waste of my time.
Yeah. So
Jenkins, come here.
Fucking old ass butler bringing the fork. Jesus, man. What the fuck, man? Maybe I'm fucking crazy. So is it crazy to think like that I would like to have a chef? Like I've never heard of anybody say it, but I
mean, you're not a bad cook from what I know of you. You know, like, so what? You know, and then that chef. You know, like I don't like the idea of somebody preparing my own food, you know, and that's just me, like, because I can't picture somebody in my house cooking with my shit, cooking my food, right. And I have no idea what it's made of.
Like, who the fuck is, how do you know this dude's not poisoning you, man? He's seen the fucking Bitcoin wallet, man. He's trying to get in.
Yeah. He knows where my computer is. You know, all he has to do is poison me and then be like, and to get the antidote, all you have to do is give me the password to your wallet.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. But do you always, so you're saying if you gotta cook every day, that's fine for you? Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Maybe there's two things that I hate. Usually, it's cycling. I fucking hate riding a bicycle. That's why I fucking got an electric kick scooter and shit. So
Jesus Christ, dude. You just, God, you're gonna turn fat in like fucking a week, you know, of being rich. Yeah. Like, I don't want to cook for myself. I'm gonna get a maid. My bike already pedals itself. You know?
Oh man, but so you're saying you're fine if you had to cook every day of your life?
Oh, for sure. I would prefer it. Yeah.
Maybe the thing why I don't want to do it, because I always feel like there's something so fucking serious to do. There's no separation of a job or a normal life for me, right? Like it's all the same, and I feel like there's always something to do, right? Like there's always.
I mean, you are busier than I am. You know, I'm new to this retirement game. You know. But we retired pretty early. Yeah, we retired pretty early, fucking, you know. But, you know, you're like, I'm definitely newer to it, so maybe I've at least had a job in my lifetime, so cooking my own food isn't that bad for me. But you are also way busier than me, right? Your checklist, your to-do list is way fucking bigger than mine.
It is, yeah, for sure. Like, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll find some more joy in cooking, like in future. Maybe I don't know. Maybe somebody's gonna do my shit for me, and I'll instead be cooking. Like, there's two ways to go on about this. Either I find somebody else to cook for me, or I find somebody else to do the things I need to do for me. Right. So it's really, that's all it is. And in my head, I've chosen, like, I'd rather than cook for myself, I'd rather do these other things for myself, you know, which gives no time for cooking. I don't know. Does that make sense? Did I reason the whole fucking maiden chef thing now?
I'm not sold.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, fuck.
I used to work in a factory that was 116 degrees. And then my girl wasn't cooking at the time. You know, she doesn't cook. So I'd work fucking like 12 to 16 hours a day. And then I'd come home, cook, and sleep for 4 hours, you know?
Right. That is hardcore. That is. Fuck, man. But but there's no, like, coming home for me. I don't go home. I don't get off work. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get off anything. Like, I'm just on all the time. All the time. Maybe I do have to, like, start getting more serious about, like, being off at times. You know, like, maybe a few hours of zero, nothing else. But, like, cooking. Yeah. You know?
No, because you do have a daughter now, right? You know, and, you know, you could, you know, not now, but, you know, just start cooking with her and make that, you know, time. Like, you could kill two birds and get stoned.
Yeah, right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I'm not a bad chef. Like, I can cook shit. I'm creative. I like trying things and I enjoy it, but I don't know. I still do cook. Yeah, I do things. But it's usually I just do something with meat. Like, I'll fucking, you know, make me a steak and that's it. I like it simply. I hate the fact that I gotta chop 1,000 things and then clean it up. And there's that part. Maybe I'll have a maid that cleans up after I cook. Is that better? Does that sound more reasonable?
That's better. That's more reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least she can't poison the dishes, right? Oh, wait. She probably could.
She could, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
she
man.
wants that Outcast money.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man. Is that lazy? Fuck, man. I'm just fucking lazy, goddamn.
I actually agree. The thing I hate most about cooking is not cooking itself. It's the fucking dishes.
Yeah, right. Hold on. Let's continue up that. Somebody's calling.
All right.
All right, so this is crazy. So my girl just called me. She's in the grocery store, and she said, like, what's something fast we can cook? And I'm here. I've been talking about having a fucking chef for the last hour and a maid. So I had no answer. So what's something fast we can whip up, relatively healthy, that I could tell her to buy?
Alfredo is really quick for me.
We gotta get the gravy. It's not here. What's Alfredos? Alfredo.
So you get like heavy cream. Like you cook up your protein, your chicken, and then you add diced onions, and then after you sear your meat, you know, cook your onions. You just dump heavy cream in there, and like a little bit of flour to thicken it up, some garlic powder, some Parmesan, and then just add noodles.
Okay, heavy cream, chicken breast, garlic powder, onions,
Yeah, and flour. I'm sure you already have.
Flour, maybe. I don't know if I want to put flour in it. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's made stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I want to be, man.
This made shit right now.
All right.
Yeah,
so and Parmesan. Okay, so
yeah, Parmesan. My brother thickens it with Parmesan. So, like, if you want it thicker, just
and
add
noodles.
A little bit of, yeah, and noodles, whatever kind of noodles you want. It doesn't have to. It's not specific.
Chicken breast, heavy cream, Parmesan,
garlic powder, onion,
broccoli powder.
If you want.
What else? Broccoli?
Yeah, if you want.
No.
Yeah, eat the fuck vegetables.
Yeah, all meat.
Yeah,
cream, chicken, and noodles.
Yeah.
What do I do with the noodles? Do I mix them up with the chicken thingy?
So you cook them in a pot, like separate, and then you just like basically put the noodles into a bowl, and then just like ladle the Alfredo on top.
Oh, and mix it all with the noodles.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's end it at that. I'm turning the YouTube video off right now. The other streams stay on.
Cool.